Now I got the song stuck in my head. Don't move your big head. I don't have it there.
Oh, okay.
Amanda's going to present the Hemocool test. It's called a Guaiac test.
All right. So we've reviewed our physician's orders. The physician needs us to do one of these Guaiac tests. They're also called Hemocolts, whatever. So that's what this looks like. You open up the top. I'll show you this one. You open up the top, and there's two areas, and the back side here. So what you're going to put on the two areas here, you're going to get stuff. And
What?
What's the
stool?
You get
two.
stool. But, yeah, I'm going to do it. So you come into the patient's room, wash your hands, do everything you would do. They go to the bathroom. He didn't void. You can't have any urine with this. So we have, you will get that. So there's our stuff.
Woo!
We have stuff. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to use one end here. You're going to go ahead and open that up with the stick. You're going to put that on one end of the
Hoop.
hoop. Can I say that?
Yeah, of course. Work it.
I say it. You'll slide it on there. Then you'll take the other end of the stick. You'll take that, put it in another part of the hoop, and then you'll slide it on the other square. So it's going to look like that. Okay? Then you'll go ahead and cover that back up. And on the back side, you want to read these because some of them actually will say to wait different amount of minutes. This one says wait 3 to 5 minutes after sample application before developing the test. So then you'll throw that away, remove your gloves, wash your hands, whatever. And then as you wait, then you'll put your gloves on, wash your hands. You'll take this and you'll flip open the back here. And you'll take the developer and you'll do a drop on each of the box. And you can see the boxes on the back. After you've done that, you'll see if there's any blue. Blue means that there is blood in the stool, and then you need to report that. So if you see any type of blue, then that means that there is blood in the stool. So then you would take that, throw everything away. That's that, and I'm going to pass this around if you guys want to take a look.
And that goes in a biohazard bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, can I set it up there?
I already have it. I'm going to post it on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh.
Now Sabrina's going to do her fleets enemas. Okay, this is a fleet enema, and you have to do 5 right to 3 checks because it's a medication. So you're going to look at your orders, do that, go over policies and procedures, and then gather your equipment. You're going to need a stethoscope and a blood pressure cuff because you have to assess vital signs, and you have to listen to the abdomen and palpate for distension. So knock, make sure you're at the right door, identify your patient, assess for allergies, lower the rail. I don't have a patient, so you're going to do your vitals, you're going to listen, you're going to palpate. I'm going to ask my patient to get into a lateral Sims position with their right knee flex. I'm going to cover their bottom to provide for privacy. They can also do this by themselves, and you have to teach them to remove the cap before they do it, and that it's pre-lubed. So that's important. So we're going to expose them, and let them know to take a deep breath and that you're going to be inserting this. So you go 2 to 3 inches toward the umbilicus and you squeeze all of this out till it's empty. If they begin to cramp, you can pull it out and just throw it away. The important thing about this is that it's a hypertonic solution. They can become dehydrated.
Yay.
Really easy.
Hopper.
Oh, and you document. And you have to document their next bowel movement and what it looked like. That's important. Now Susie's going to do her bag enema.
Okay, so you're gonna have your patients, you're gonna wash your hands, get your bed to working level, and your patients pretty much can be the same way with sleep. You're just gonna go ahead and put on some gloves. And for this, whatever the doctor ordered, that's what you're gonna put in here. If he orders like oils or something, you're gonna have to mix, and you can just move the bag around. You want it here. You're gonna go ahead and expose your patient, let them know what you're gonna be doing, and you're gonna check for anything like hemorrhoids or anything. If they're like big ones on there, like the ones we saw in the picture, you might wanna go talk to the doctor because you can harm them by sticking this in. So then you're gonna go ahead and you can have your bag down here. Go ahead and open this up. You're gonna need a lubricant. So you just want to go ahead and move it. Before you put it in, you wanna get all the air out, so you just kinda unclamp it for a little bit, and then once you see there's no more air, clamp it back up. Tell the patient to take a deep breath. And you're going to stick it in 2 or 3 inches towards the umbilicus. Well, ow. That did pop just a little bit.
And just a hemorrhoid.
So once it's in there, you're going to go ahead and don't let it go. Just unclamp it. And you can go ahead and start racing the bag like slowly. Hang it up here until it's all done. Once it's done, if they have like any cramping or anything, go ahead and clamp it, stop it, or you can bring your bag back down. And then once it's finished, you're gonna go ahead and clamp it up, tell them to take a deep breath, pull it out. And for this, you would check your vitals again before you would do it. Just
You
like
need to
before.
stay with your patient the whole time that this bag is being done.
Yeah.
You check vitals first and after, or just after?
No, just before. No, just before. Like
Same thing with bowels and abdomen. Which one is this called? This is
Bag
bag.
enema.
And then you would help your patient, like tell them to hold it as much as possible. If not, just go ahead and get a bedpan or take a bedside. That's it. You take off your gloves and do a makeup wash.
Check the vitals.
Now Nikki's going to do colostomy care.
Everyone knows this is a
because you don't want to, I need gloves on. Anyways, you would make sure that there's skin all around because you don't want to cut off the circulation to your stomas. So make sure that you can see skin all around whenever you're measuring. And that's how you know that's the right size. So then you would get your bag. You can take this off. Get your bag, and then you're going to measure it. And usually they have like the rings already around. So you would pick your size. You would cut it.
While she's doing that, this is your Bristol Schools chart. This is what you're going to be charting. It's on your health assessment form. You have all the stages to 7. And
Thank you.
this
She'll
is your
hang it in
stage
the
1.
room in a minute.
Huh?
He said you'll hang it in the room in a minute, so everybody can see it.
Okay, she's done.
Anyways, so you already got the right size. So to start cleaning it, you would grab your skin prep, and then you want to make sure that you go 1 to 2 millimeters away from the stoma. Because if you go too close to the stoma, you can make it either necrotic tissue or you irritate it. You want to make sure you go around that. And then it says to wait a certain amount of minutes to let it dry. And then you would get, there's different things that they have, and this is the paste. And you can also put the powder, this one is powder, but there's powder. There's different things you can do for colostomy. So you get the paste, you can put it on your finger, and you can just put some on there. And what the paste does is that it helps it make it stick better to their skin, and also it's like a skin barrier. And then you would take this off, the sticky, and you would put it right around the stoma. And you would make sure there's no creases, because if you do, then there's a good chance that it would leak. So you want to make sure it sticks very well. And you would take out these white things, but I'm not going to do it this time. To make sure it sticks real well. And there's no creases. Okay? And then you would put your bag on, and there's 2 different bags. There's this one that has the Velcro. And then there's also this one that you have to roll it onto the back. Which some people just do it one time, like this. But I like to roll it to make sure that it's on there really good. But we'll just do this for right now. And then you would just snap it on there. Okay. And you make sure this is on there, or your clamp's on there, and they go into the back. And then to take it off, like if you ever had to put a new one on, you would get your adhesive little wipey, and then you would, of course, empty this out, and then you can take this off a little bit on, and then you just slowly take it off of their skin, because you don't want to rip it off, because you could damage their skin. So you just slowly take it off.
What is that called that you're using to take it off?
Adhesive. And then, of course, the way to empty it, you just open this up and put it either in a bedpan, or if you need to measure it, put it in something that you can measure it, and just empty it like that. And then just roll it back up, and you're done.
So you have to squeeze everything out of there?
And they even have like if people have that, there's powders and stuff that they'll even
make it
put in
smell
there
better.
themselves.
Like pills, powder.
Like
There's so many different things you can get. So just ask your patient what they have, so that, it's like, they might not even have paste, they might even have powder to help it stick. You just have to hope that this thing stays on their skin good and not.
The powder's also to help it stay.
There's a powder to like help it stick, and then there's a powder to make it smell good that you put in the bag. Or there's pills they can put in the bag to make it not smell so bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna smell good.
Yeah, it's better.
How often do we need to change that? Do we need to change it every time they poop or once a
3 to
day?
7 days or as needed.
What?
It's like, if you
Change
think
it.
about it, if you don't have any paste, or if you don't have that powder to help it stick onto their skin, you're gonna change it more often.
So it's 3 to 7 days or as needed.
So you would take off the whole, the adhesive part and all of it? Do you ever like have to rinse the bag out or anything after they?
Some people reuse the bags.
I was like, I
all
don't
of
think so.
the bags and stuff, like the bag enema, you'll rinse those out because you'll use them again if you have to.
But like on those, it's kind of a patient option.
And then of course, whenever you're, if you do take this off, you wanna put a 4x4, because if you're like pressing on it, there's gonna be some oozing out. So you wanna make sure that it's covered, so that it doesn't go all over you. Okay?
Or if they cough?
They'll come out.
Yeah.
Personal experience. Keep the stoma covered. Ta-da.
Good job.
Now Chrissy's gonna do a colostomy irrigation.
Okay, for this one, you would do your faucet procedures also. And for this one, you're gonna be using this, it has a little cone at the end. And as far as your, your fluid, you're just gonna use whatever the doctor ordered, according to the doctor's orders. So of course, you will make sure you have the right patient. You go into the room, wash your hands, introduce yourself, explain to the patient what you're gonna do. You're gonna put gloves on. And you're gonna go ahead and take this off, and then when they do have BM in there, when you drain it, you're gonna wanna document output. So you can take this off, and of course you wanna put like a 4x4 so there's no drainage, you wanna assess the stoma. And when we do this, you want to unclamp it, that way you let all the air out before putting it into here, and before you do anything also, you want to take a pulse and assess bowel sounds, because you don't want a vagal response. So you can use a stoma lubricant, you can put it around the cone, you can put some around your little finger. You want this on there first. This is your irrigation bag.
That just clips on. Y'all can see it.
And this, you could either have the patient sitting in like on the toilet, and this can drain into the toilet, or if they're in bed rest, they can drain it into a bedpan, or you could actually roll it up and just clamp it with one of the similar clamps like this. But when you have the lubricant on your finger, you can go ahead and stick your little finger in here to make, and then once it relaxes, you can go ahead and stick in the comb, and it will be lubricated. Usually it'll go in about halfway.
No, real person don't go in halfway.
You can kind of just close this up, and you can unclamp it to go ahead and start the fluid going in. And if they're cramping, of course you would clamp it, wait, and then once the cramping's over, you can go ahead and continue. And you never leave the patient alone in the room with us. So once it's done, you can go ahead and clamp it back up. You can take the cone out. You put it like in a bedpan or something so you can clean it up. And this, you would fill up the bag. That way, if your patient, if they are ambulatory, they can walk around, make sure this is clamped up. Or like I said, if they're bed rest, you would have this drain into a pan. And
Is that end opened in?
yeah, it is.
This is
So
open.
you would have to clamp it with like something
If
like
they're
this.
walking around, you would clamp it with their, with
Clamp.
this, from their back. And you always keep this, because you're gonna reuse it unless it comes with a new one. So you can keep it just
Okay, wait, so while you're running the fluid in there, it's not clamped?
You could have it clamped if you wanted to.
If they're on the toilet.
Or if you're,
Like
if you're
that
on a
picture,
toilet, you
she
can
had
let
it
it
like
drain.
between their legs and then their legs and the toilet, and it'll just drain out into the toilet. Or if they wanna walk around to get it moving more, you can clamp it with that little plastic clamp and it'll collect in there.
And these clamps are the same things that are on the hose.
Do you have to measure the output of that too?
Yes. You pretty much measure every output.
Unless it's going in the toilet?
Well, yeah, you can drain it into like a hat in the toilet.
How long are you gonna leave it on?
Until they're done.
Yeah, until it's done irrigating.
To use all that fluid to get it on?
Yeah.
We're about to look.
So, go back to the room for a few minutes and Lean's gonna come talk to you about something. And then I guess we can